don't know what this Raiken profit guy is talking about. I'm watching his videos. He tells me you can make money at thrift stores selling toys, clothing, books. I go to all my thrift stores. Literally, I went, first time today I went for 3 hours. I didn't find anything. This is bull crap. I'm not watching this anymore. Hey, what's going on, everybody? Steve here, Raiken Profit over at RaikenProfit.com, coming back to you with another video. And a lot of people get into reselling and they watch some of my videos, maybe my toy videos with Vinny, or they watch my various thrifting videos where I go to thrift stores or I go to garage sales, or maybe I'm going to pawn shops. I used to go to pawn shops a lot, buying calculators and CD players and all different types of stuff, from video games to DVDs, and flipping it on Amazon FBA. I have so many videos about so many different items. What about my clothing videos? Hundreds of clothing videos. And people watch my videos, they go out to the thrift store for maybe 1 or 2 times, they don't find anything, and they say, screw this, screw Steve, there's no money to be made reselling my items. The items that Steve's talking about, my thrift stores don't have it, I quit and I give up. And I wanna talk a little bit about this, because one of the things that I realized about going to thrift stores in particular is you need to get acquainted with them. You have to learn what days are all the items coming out. You need to learn who's working there, because sometimes building those relationships, they'll bring stuff out for you. You need to learn where all the good stuff is. You need to learn where your honey holes are in your town. You might have 5 or 6 thrift stores in your town, and maybe only 2 of them are worthwhile. For example, in my area, at least when I used to live in Connecticut, I used to crush it at this one Savers. And then at the Goodwill that I went to, it was really good, but only on the last 4 days of the week. And then I had a Salvation Army that was literally only good on 1 day of the week. All the other days, it just was crap, because this truck would only come in on certain days. And I don't know what the reasons were. Maybe there was resellers rolling through on these other days. But literally, you've got to get to know the thrift stores, the landscape of the thrift store. You need to understand what items in that thrift store are profitable, which items are not, which thrift stores have opportunities and which ones don't. Sometimes thrift stores change, and like for example, in Connecticut, in Manchester, Connecticut, I just got word when I was in Connecticut recently that now they're selling all the electronics that are $40 worth of value or more. They're sending it in to the website and they're selling it online. So that changes up the landscape. But the books, crushing it over there, right? So you've got to learn your thrift stores. You've got to make friends with the workers there. You have to figure out what opportunities you have in your specific demographic. You've got to get a feel for the prices, the half off days. Sometimes they have fill a bag sales, right? Sometimes it's all about building relationships, right? I have a buddy of mine who goes into this one particular thrift store, and I'm sure some of his competitors wouldn't be happy about this, but the manager's selling him pallets behind all the competitors' backs. And he's built that relationship. And there's no rules to this game. If you build relationships, you can get some special treatment, right? If you help them, they're gonna help you. So there's so many tricks to the trade, and you've got to be patient. You've got to put in your time, and going one day and saying, there's no toys to be made or profits to be made off toys, or there's no money to be made with clothing or this or that. I mean, a lot of times it comes down to your education, but also you have to learn the opportunity, learn the stores, and you've got to, gain that experience. It's huge. So don't beat yourself up and get discouraged if you just started watching videos and you're not finding any toys, you're not finding any clothing, you're not finding any books. Sometimes you got to be a little more patient. You've got to try different avenues. And then in some instances, you might realize, all right, there is no opportunities here with books, because I realized that I don't have a lot of colleges, I don't have a lot of schools, or maybe it's a lower income area, or people just aren't interested in reading, so there's not a lot of donations. So you get a feel for it. Or maybe you're in a really athletic town like Austin, Texas. I always give this example. When I go out to Austin, Texas to hang out with the Bonafide Hustler, so many opportunities with sports equipment and outdoor stuff and outdoor shoes and anything to do with working out and being athletic and getting outdoors and going out to the lake and all that stuff. There's just so many opportunities with anything related to outdoorsy stuff in Austin, Texas. So get to know your stores, get to know the best times, build relationships with people, experiment with different things to see what thrift stores have and possess opportunities and which ones don't. I know it can get discouraging sometimes and it gets frustrating, and there's definitely a lot more competitors now in the game, but there's just as many opportunities, if not more. The only difference is you've got to change things up a little bit and you've got to think outside the box. As a matter of fact, you know, my good friend Romer, who I live with, he's in Nashville at the time right now, or I should have him come out and tell the story. He's been crushing it, and his students have been crushing it as well, going on a Facebook Marketplace. So if you go check out his YouTube channel, Romer the Romer, he posted a video about a month ago with a special formula that he uses, if you want to call it that, or a strategy where he goes on to Facebook Marketplaces and he's able to source tons of books. How many other competitors are in his area? Probably tons, 10, 20, 30, 40 other competitors, but he's getting all these books because he's following this strategy. So I'll link that up down below that video. It's a really cool video to watch, but you gotta think outside the box and get creative, and you've gotta look at these obstacles almost as equal seeds of opportunity, right? There's so many opportunities out there to make money reselling, and obviously to make money reselling, you've gotta find products to resell. There's money to be made at thrift stores, I'm telling you right now, but you've gotta give it more than a day or two or a week. You'll find your way, and sometimes it just takes patience and thinking outside the box and experimenting with a lot of different things. So hopefully you enjoyed this video. If you did, like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.